something completely different.
And then this one is a little iffy. It's one I'm not a big fan of. Maya Henry, the ex of Liam Payne, I almost said Liam Hemsworth. She predicted his death 2 days ago. And she just seems like she's riding off of his clout and other things.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Would always message me ever since we broke up, like, oh, I'm not well. He would always play with death.
I love when exes like always have to talk about their exes when they break up from a famous celebrity. It's like, you're nothing without him.
Because he would always message me ever since we broke up, like, oh, I'm not well. He would always play with death and be like, well, I'm going to die. I'm not doing well. I know the lifestyle he lives, and there is a day where something bad is going to happen. So I would always be like, okay, he's saying these things. I have to help him, because if I don't, I will never be able to live with myself if something.
Why are you saying that publicly? I know he was probably a troubled person, and I get it. But when you are saying publicly all of this, you come off like a bitch.
Does happen to him.
Liam Payne's ex-fiancée Maya Henry claims he recently predicted his early death. Maya making the eerie comments on the Internet is Dead podcast.
Yeah, she seems more worried about her book than her ex-boyfriend. What an imbecile.
In an episode released just 2 days before the former One Direction singer
definitely looking for her 10 minutes of fame as sociopath.
Died after falling from the third floor of a hotel in Argentina. He was 31 years old.
There was one time I tried to get him help, and then he was like not taking it.
What have you done in your life, Maya Henry? I love these exes recently, Kayla, Nicole, all these people. What do you do? Oh, you're a YouTuber. We're all fans of you. What do you contribute to this world? It says here, what is Maya Henry famous for? Oh, she's a model and influencer. Oh, I bet you contribute so much to this planet. Being interviewed by these two Gen Z feminists.
Show, Maya opened up about the, quote, manipulation she experienced from Liam.
Okay, this is where I'm done. Like, listen, I'm sure you didn't manipulate him at all. You seem so perfect the way you're a plain Jane, and probably jealous that he went on to date prettier girls, you know? It killed you inside. How do you look yourself in the mirror? Yeah, 6 out of 10.
During and after their relationship, and explained how the topic of Liam's death came up ahead of the May release of her book, Looking Forward, a novel inspired by her time with the singer.
Yeah, because again, this is like Kayla and Nicole. This is all you have, Maya Henry. You're going to do a podcast about the news or something? You're going to be an influencer? If you're an influencer, you don't have to tell us that you're an influencer. You would just be influential. But you're nothing without him. I'm obsessed with ripping into these women that talk about their exes. I'm not sexist. I'm not against women. I just can't stand women who talk about their exes publicly. It's like, you're nothing. You're a zilch. You're a mosquito in my ear.
He would text my mom, I'm not doing well, have Maya contact me.
He probably wasn't doing well. You know, he probably needed somebody. And honestly, he probably would have been better off if he didn't date you.
I wouldn't respond. And it's just always the same cycle. Like, for example, when I announced my book, he did the same thing. He called my mom. I think I'm not going to be around much longer. And I don't play with death. So I'm like, if you say this, I'm going to try and help you no matter what you've done. And
yeah, I'm going to try to help you by writing a book about you. What a bitch.
I think he took advantage of my family's kindness. And
he didn't take advantage of anything. He seemed like a good dude. You're taking advantage of him for clout because you're a zilch. You're a 0 out of 10 without him. You're nothing.
It's like, if you want to go back to rehab, I'll help you.
The revelations continue from there, including warnings from a friend that Liam might die by suicide or under mysterious circumstances.
My book was coming out. Even one of his friends was calling me and my mom being like, oh, you know, this isn't a good time for him. I don't think you should put the book out. You know.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Maybe write something original. How do you look yourself in a mirror? I know you're kind of good looking, but that sociopathic voice, you're probably so monotone and so awful during arguments. I can't imagine dating you. It'd be awful.
He's not doing well.
I bet it's never your fault. I bet you're never the problem. I bet it's everybody else's fault, and you wonder why you're single.
And if something happens to him, not only are you going to blame yourself, but the whole world's going to blame you. And so I was like, just the fact that they just keep trying, I'm like, it is like you said, such a low manipulation tactic.
And you're not a manipulative person? Again, I've said this 100 times and I'll say it again. You are nothing without Liam. How does that feel? Looking yourself in the mirror, you 6 out of 10, and realizing that without the man that you claim you don't need, without the man that manipulated you supposedly, that without him, you're just another girl. And frankly, you're not that interesting. You're not that unique. And I'm sure everybody that reads your book is so impressed by it.
The two were first linked in 2018, getting engaged in 2020 before calling it quits in 2022.
Yeah, so they had a long-term relationship and she's not over it.
2 years later, the 23-year-old hired lawyers to issue a cease and desist letter to Liam. Now, a source close to Maya tells the Daily Mail that after hearing news of his death, she is obviously in shock.
Yeah, I hope you're able to look yourself in the mirror. I would look myself in the mirror too if I were you, and I'd be like, man, I need to put on some more makeup.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.